What do you think?
I think we're dead meat. Real dead meat.
You dead meat!
Go ahead and laugh, you guys. If I ever find a little bastards that did this, they're dead meat.
Welcome to the Dead Meat Podcast, an extension of the YouTube channel Dead Meat. I'm James.
I'm Chelsea, and we're engaged, and we like to get scared together.
Yeah.
So this is our second mailbag episode, and we are officially at the new house. If you are watching the video, you will see the wallpaper we're in front of is pretty special.
Yeah.
This is not going to be staying up, unfortunately. This is where the new podcast set is going to be.
Yeah,
so
you might see this like
the
trimming.
trim, yeah. So I'm taking down this wallpaper. I might keep a piece of it because it's so...
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I posted a picture of it on Twitter, and everyone was telling me to not take it down. So.
It also might sound echoey because this room ain't got shit in it.
Yeah, we're
bare
using
room.
a bunch of plastic shelves as a table, and our SummerSlam, our WWE chairs, and there's not anything else in this room except for that. So
And Lucy.
Lucy.
Because she knows when it's podcast time, no matter what.
She does.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a reminder that after this episode, the podcast is going to be off for October because the main channel schedule is so nuts that James is just not going to have time to record with me. And also I want to take some time off and get the new house settled because you're also not going to have much time to do that. So that's a lot of that's going to fall on me, which I'm excited about. But yeah, so we're taking October off, and then we'll be back in November with the new podcast set, and we'll be back to a more kind of regular schedule and series of episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. But for now, it's mailbag time, part 2. Let's get right to it. This is from Sarah. Sarah says, "Hi, James and Chelsea. First off, congrats on the new house. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to see the new sets once those start to show up in videos. Me too. I'm a big fan of the podcast for a lot of reasons. The main one being pretty obvious that I love to hear you guys talk about horror movies. However, I love all kinds of movies, so I always really enjoy when you guys go on weird tangents about non-horror movies, which leads me to my question. What are your favorite non-horror movies?"
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned before, but my favorite movie ever is Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yes.
It's a perfect movie. It is a perfectly tight script. Every time I watch it, I'm amazed at how no scene is wasted. Everything is so funny.
No action is wasted.
Yeah,
Every movement that he does is funny.
every single second in that movie is used so perfectly and efficiently and funnily, and every inch of the screen is it's so good. It's so funny. I love it. And it's such a weird thing too that like we kind of take Pee-wee for granted. We all know who Pee-wee is, and he's just a character we're all pretty familiar with. But that movie came out
85,
and that was before Pee-wee's Playhouse.
I think people don't realize that the movie came first.
Yeah, the movie
because it was a stage character first?
Yeah, Paul Rubens developed Pee-wee at Groundlings. He was a Groundlings character. Groundlings is it's a
improv.
Yeah, school out in Los
Sketch
Angeles.
comedy,
I think
yeah.
other cities now, but LA.
If you hear of, if you know UCB or maybe Second City, they were like the big four. It was like UCB, Second City, IO West, and Groundlings.
Yeah.
I don't even know if all 4 of them are still around because I feel like one of them
IO
folded.
West is gone.
Yeah,
right?
didn't it? Right.
But yeah, so then he turned this Groundlings character into a stage show that actually was really geared towards adults. It's a lot raunchier. You can see that there's a video of it. Like there's a special that was made, and it's very weird to watch because it's like the humor is way more inappropriate. But then they made it into this movie with Tim Burton directing Tim Burton's first movie ever, and it must have been like this would never get made now.
Yeah.
Because it's
so
such
weird.
a weird character. No one knew who that character was.
And the movie's not geared towards kids like the
No,
show is.
no.
But
The
it's
show
not
is for
quite-
children.
It's not quite the stage show either. It's like an in-between kind of.
Yeah.
It's not raunchy, but it's not for kids. It's
Yeah.
just like a straightforward comedy.
I did love it as a kid, but it's not a kid's movie.
Yeah.
So, but that's my favorite movie. I also love Tarantino a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Tarantino movies. I love Scorsese. Jackie Brown's my favorite Tarantino. Jackie Brown's just one of my favorite movies in general. I don't know. I love Amadeus too. Milos Forman movies rule pretty hard. But Amadeus, I adore. It's director's cut or GTFO. I just think that's such a gorgeous movie in every way. I don't know. That's where I am movie wise.
Yeah, growing up, I would always say Empire Strikes Back. I still have a great time every time we watch Star Wars, the original trilogy. And so that'll always have a special place in my heart. But I think I've mentioned on the channel before that, like, maybe Royal Tenenbaums has taken the first place spot because he's got issues and he makes all his movies pretty much the same, but I'm just a sucker for Wes Anderson. It's that style of humor I think is the funniest thing to me. Just really dry, sad humor. Like everyone's sad and morose, but like are able to kind of sardonically comment on it. His casts are always incredible, and I actually think Life Aquatic was my favorite Wes Anderson movie for a long time because of the Bowie soundtrack. But Royal Tenenbaums, man, just like I never not cry watching the end of that movie because it hits me so hard, all the stuff with Gene Hackman and Ben Stiller. And Royal Tenenbaums right now is my answer, has been my answer for a few years. I feel like I should really just take some time out one day and really think about and like look at lists of movies to see if I'm forgetting something that really is true to my heart. I mean, Jurassic Park is way up there.
Yeah.
Again, that's something that affected me deeply as a kid growing up, and so I don't know if that'll ever be knocked out of like my top 5 or 10 movies.
Yeah, I just know as soon as we hit cut on this episode, I'm gonna think of a movie I wish I talked about. I just love movies.
That's why I hate having to name my favorite anything, just
Yeah.
because my recollection powers aren't always great. Because I realized that like in a Q&A video, I answered my favorite wrestlers, and I forgot to say the Iconics, who are like my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah.
So
That
yeah,
happens.
I'm sure we're forgetting something.
By the way, fun horror connection to Pee-wee's Big Adventure. The Kyoto Brothers did the Large Marge transformation scene, and last time we were video chatting with the Killer Clowns crew, I asked them about it, and it was so cool. They were telling me all about it, and I guess that the claymation it's human head sized. I don't know why I assumed it would have been small, but it is just the size of that actress's head. That's so cool.
Also, fun coincidence, Kyoto Brothers have a part in the movie coming up on Friday on the Kill Count, Tales from the Hood. They did the plantation puppet in there, like all the stop motion, and it's really cool.
Yeah. All right. Next one. This is from Ano. I hope Ano. A-N-O. Ano. How did you guys meet, and was there a favorite place you guys used to meet up together? We met at our friend Jacob Mendel's grandma's house, which might sound weird, but Jacob's grandma's house at the University of Michigan back when we were there was the place to go to really cool film kid parties. I'm not even talking ragers. This is like everyone's still getting pretty sloshed, but in a really classy way where there's a projector going on the wall with old art house films playing.
Just lots of wood everywhere. It's a house in Ann Arbor.
It is, yeah.
On campus, maybe? I don't
think
know.
Maybe
it's in
just
the area.
off campus.
But it's not like a college.
No.
Like
This was someone's grandma's house that we got to party in. Anyway, that's where we met because that's where our class of film students always had parties. I think
that was the only one I ever went to, though, there.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, man, you missed out.
Yeah, I had a weird experience in film school. I wasn't as enmeshed in the film school people until my senior year of college. I kind of was off on my own tangent with other people. But
I was one of the pretentious inner circle of
yeah,
film
you were inner
students.
circle.
I really
was. A total
was.
outsider.
There was such a hierarchy of film students, and I guess I will proudly say that I was one of the
Because my junior year, before I got more enmeshed in it, I made that fucking short film, The Foiling, about a TV getting stolen. And it's such like a Kevin Smith style, long scenes of dialogue. And it was like a 25-minute film. And like, that's a regular short film length. But in college, for your short films,
so long.
That's an eternity.
It's so long.
Like, your short film should be like 12 minutes max.
At most. Even that's really long.
And I think you were even on the board for the Student Film Festival. And because I made my film outside of one of the main classes, it was like for another one, I had like a hard time getting it agreed to play this film. I had to have a professor go in and be like, no, he worked really hard on this. His hard drives crashed halfway through production.
Oh, man.
Please throw this guy a bone, because like the inner circle of film students didn't know who I was or cared about my fucking Kevin Smith knockoff
that film festival is a tough thing to program. That's so many hours of programming. And that we have to sit in QC.
Yeah, that you didn't want to play the film that I wrote, directed, starred in, edited.
It did play though.
I think so, but that was the other thing, is like in film school, it's meant to be collaborative. You're supposed to work with your other students to do all these different jobs. And I was like, no, I'm just going to do it all myself. So it was like I had no other students vouching to put that in the festival, because like no one else worked on it except me. It was so bad.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, on the flip side of that, I think being one of the kind of close-knit, like hardcore film students, you did get, as much as people maybe would think, oh, that, the professors are really like you, which they did. I had a really good relationship with my professors, but that gets to the point where they'll be brutally honest about the stuff you're making, because they want you to push yourself and want to be honest with what you're making and want you to improve. And I will never forget, and this was such a reality check for me. I made a short film and my favorite professor called it trite. And trite is that's such a tough adjective.
Yeah.
Trite. Yeah, but you know what? I needed that kick in the ass to make stuff that's a bit more thoughtful and original. Anyway, that's film school. I don't know if we had a favorite place we hung out for the second part of that.
Because we were just kind of casual friends for like the first year.
And then I think, later, like you said, your senior year, we were working on different projects and stuff together. That's how we mainly saw each other. It was in like class.
It was a fun place to hang out, though. It was when we were still friends and before we were seeing each other. My buddy Bishop's apartment. I just remember watching Game of Thrones there when it first came out and being introduced to it there, and like making pies. Didn't we? Bake some pies
we
there?
made pumpkin pie.
Yeah,
because that was right after you broke your ankle.
Exactly. I was walking around with a fucking cast and a cane, just being Can
you tell that story? It's so funny.
Listen, the story version that is out there is that I broke my ankle party rocking. There is some truth to it, but there was a prelude to it earlier in the night. My friends and I were going out on town. We were getting real inebriated, and I have a lot of energy, if you didn't know. And, especially college James, and especially inebriated college James. So when we were going back to the apartment one night, like down the street, I just started fucking booking it. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to run as fast as I can back to this apartment. And I rolled my ankle and really hurt it bad, to the point where I had to limp my way back to the apartment. An hour or so goes by, and this is real bad. I forgot that happened. An hour or two later, I had forgotten that had happened, and there were more substances in me, and Party Rock came on by LMFAO. And I was like, oh, I can do that Party Rock dance, and I started to do it, and on that bad rolled ankle, crack. Hairline fracture in there.
Holy fuck.
And you know what? The reason I think that my ankle was rolled in the first place when I was running, because normally even drunk me would be able to handle an all-out sprint, that earlier that day I had ridden my bike from Dearborn to Ann Arbor. I rode my bike from right outside of Detroit to Ann Arbor. It was like a 30-mile
so far
ride in the rain. And like, I just wanted to ride my bike there. So I remember the next day, since I had fractured my ankle, my friends had to drive me back with my bike attached to their car. because I rode my way there and I had to be driven
What way
back.
did you ride your bike?
Not any interstates, obviously. I forget what the name of the road was. Was it maybe Michigan Avenue? There is a road, a surface street that kind of goes the whole way. So.
All right, this next letter is from Jaden. Hey, James and Chelsea. I've been a big fan of the channel ever since the Silent Night, Deadly Night kill counts.
Nice.
I've watched
Not too many people cite that series.
I watched every kill count, but to be honest, my favorite thing is the podcast. Thank
yeah.
you. The Texas Chainsaw episode made me realize that I want to do a career in film and theater. Congrats.
Nice.
And best of luck. That's awesome. Anyway, my question for you guys, I want both of you to pick a random horror movie character. That character will be your tag team partner in a wrestling match. James and his choice versus Chelsea and her choice. Who are you choosing? Who wins? Thanks, guys. Good luck with the new place. Thank you, Jaden.
Okay, so here's the thing. If we are to abide by WWE rules,
I have to pick a woman, right?
No, you have to pick a man to face me, and I have to pick a woman to face you.
Oh,
because
that's
how
right.
the intergender wrestling goes. You tag in, and then the other, like, it has to be matched up, which
okay.
is, you know.
So what? I would want to pick someone that
who could take me on, and I would want to pick someone. So you're way advantaged. Because,
Wait, what?
Yeah, you would want a partner who could kick my ass. We're fighting each other. It
But
sounds like.
But you're picking my partner. I'm confused.
No, I think I'm picking my partner.
Yeah.
A woman who will be in the ring with you.
Oh.
You are picking your partner, a man who will be in the ring with me.
Okay.
Yes.
So I want to pick someone who can kick your ass.
Which you have infinity
I know,
options.
that's a lot of options.
I have to pick of like 3 horror movie women, killers.
I don't know. There's plenty.
I mean, I could just go with Sydney Prescott. She could probably.
I was gonna say
take
you
care of
got
herself.
your pick of Final Girls. I was even before I realized we would have to pick each other's. I was gonna pick Carrie to fight with me because she has psychic powers.
My go-to was Carrie because she's like the most famous, I think. But
I mean, she can move. She can like with her mind.
I know. I just don't know if that's illegal. Will that give me a DQ victory if she or a DQ loss if she starts doing that?
I don't know if she hits you with a chair and with her mind powers.
That would definitely be a DQ. That's a foreign object. The other thing.
Oh, is this what kind of match is this?
Well, if it's just a regular tag team match, you can get disqualified.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's gonna be more fun if it's just
if it's
no
like
DQ.
a fucking no DQ street
Yeah.
fight. Well, then yeah, you're gonna win.
No, the type of match I want to do is like the Money in the Bank one where it was up WWE headquarters.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was like the fucking raid or some shit where they go up the building.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know who I would pick.
Because I was thinking maybe, and it's just recency bias because I just covered her movies, but Baby would be Firefly would be a scrappy fighter.
Yeah,
She'd
would.
be nasty.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, there's so many horror characters.
Yeah.
I just feel like a good wrestler would be like a Jason or a, just a brick house of a
or
guy.
you could go with a literal wrestler and you could go with Rob Zombie's Michael Myers.
Yeah.
That guy was a literal
or
wrestler.
I could just pick Santa played by Goldberg. I think that's who I'm going to go with. From Santa Slay.
Oh no, I'm going to get jackhammered.
Goldberg.
You know, if I can sell it half as well as Dolph, I'll
the
take
music,
that
his
credit.
music is just everyone chanting "Gold," but there's just you just hear jingle bells in the background.
Yeah,
He's dressed as Santa and everything. Yeah.
If it's no DQ, I'll pick Carrie.
Okay.
Although I am concerned that I feel like she kind of has to like concentrate to make shit happen, and that's prime opportunity to get hit in the back with a chair while she's doing shit like that. But I don't know.
Yeah. It could go either way.
Yeah.
Let's see. This next one, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly also. Matej. Hey, guys. I just want to start by saying how much I appreciate your work and how great your content is. Thank you. What is the first horror movie you saw as a couple? Maybe you talked about it somewhere and I forgot, in which case I apologize. Don't worry about it.
I do think we've mentioned it somewhere, but maybe not on the podcast. It was Hellraiser.
Hellraiser, I remember. I think it was the first movie we watched together was Hellraiser. Maybe?
No, I think we watched other movies. Were you at Bishop's like when we watched the Orphan or the Orphanage?
No.
No? Mm-hmm. Okay. Then that might have been.
That might have been, yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure we saw movies. I know we saw that Clooney Gosling movie in the same theater.
Oh, Ides of March, yeah, because
you
I worked on it.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as like the two of us together, Hellraiser we watched right after we officially began dating in a house in Ann Arbor.
Yeah, that's such a good first movie for a couple.
Yeah, that BDSM.
Yeah, I feel like that is very, like, you have to both be very specific people to be okay with that.
And like that was
And in
before
that
horror
setting.
movies were even thought of as like a primary
Part of our-
interest or like part of our
Yeah,
lives or
I just-
careers. We were like, oh yeah, we both kind of like horror movies.
Yeah, let's watch Hellraiser, whatever. Just chill, light viewing. And then we met Clive Barker, who just recently made a surprise return to Twitter. Go follow him on Twitter.
Oh, cool.
He's been tweeting up a storm. Yeah, we met Clive Barker a few years ago, and we got to tell him that was the first movie we watched together as a couple. He seemed genuinely tickled by it. He's a very sweet man. So that's that Hellraiser. It's a very good litmus test for a partner, I think. All right, so this next question's from Ben. What horror video games, if any, have you played? What were your favorite? Are there some horror franchises that you wish were games, and if they were to be adapted into games, what kind of game would they play? Would they be, for instance, like survival mode, multiplayer, online, etc.?
Jeez.
I was thinking we've played some horror games before. I mean, I don't know if Subnautica is a horror game, but I count it because it actually made me scream
It's
once.
a scary game.
It's not really a horror game, but it's scary. We played Amnesia, right? That's what that one's called.
Is that the one?
Amnesia, where you're in the big mansion and there's those flesh creatures that are chasing you around and you're
Like,
reading.
you're talking about years ago.
That we
right?
played that
Yeah,
so
yeah.
long ago, but I remember that really freaked me
Well,
out.
on the channel, we did live streams early on of Friday the 13th, the game. And then,
We played the Slender Man game at Beth and Mike's old place.
yeah, for Fresh Plays, their channel. I did Alien Isolation streams, which was a really good game, and then I just kind of dropped. On Practical Folks, I was playing that Spooky's House of Jump Scares game. That was pretty fun.
Oh, and then I had to leave the room. I was too scared. We were playing that PT, that playable trailer.
I was playing poker.
That's right. Yeah, because I was already out of that poker game. So I'm like, what's going on over at this other part of the apartment? Oh, we're watching this extremely scary thing. Or yeah,
I tried to play it in VR
no
like
oh
a
my
year ago, but
God.
the VR didn't work, so I couldn't, like,
That'd
one of
be
the doors wouldn't
so
open.
scary.
I know, I really wanted
that thing
to do
is
it.
so scary.
I still haven't, like, fully played it. Outlast, I played the entire first game of that.
Outlast, yeah. I think I'm trying to think if there's any
Outlast?
other ones.
I played Dead
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. I've played
Oh,
that a
and
few
yeah,
times.
obviously the Friday the 13th game.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of fun movies that could be adapted.
Oh, yeah.
To
Well, I mean,
games.
Belko Experiment is basically, it's a battle royale game, like a Fortnite kind of thing, where you kill until the last person. Mm-hmm. So that could be a skin for that. I don't know. I keep getting comments on the Thing kill count of people being like, the original Among Us. Because it's like an imposter type
when
thing.
we were packing, I saw you had a a Thing PC game.
Oh, yeah. That was like an old,
Where
like
the fuck
early
did that come
2000s, the
from?
Thing game that I bought hoping to stream and play, but like it's so old that it doesn't run
doesn't
on Windows
work?
10. Yeah.
I'm
And
sure we could find a way.
I tried to like open it in Windows 98 mode
Oh,
and shit.
man.
I know. I was
well,
so
we have a copy
disappointed.
of that if anyone can give us any pointers on how to get that up and running, because I think that'd be really fun. I don't know. I would love to, and I'm sure something like this exists because there's so many fucking video games. I don't really know video games that well, but it'd be cool to just have a Giallo-style murder mystery game to play through.
Oh.
I love murder mystery games. I love problem-solving games, puzzle games. Although horror puzzle games stress me out. I've played a couple on my phone, and those are always just... I like to just relax and do a puzzle. And those, it just is kind of miserable.
Except for Friday the 13th, the puzzle game, which we're
Oh,
in.
yeah, we're in.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah.
As far as like turning a slasher into a video game goes, I don't know if you can do much better than that Friday the 13th game.
Yeah.
Because like that had Kane Hodder doing mocap for the kills. That had Henry, I always forget if it's Mancini.
Mancini.
Yeah. Mancini doing the score for it.
Or
The score-
Manfredini.
That's the
Man,
dude,
I
that's
always
the one
mix
that I
them
mixed
up.
Yeah.
It's Manfredini.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Mancini.
is it Harry or Henry?
Harry Manfredini.
We
Henry
think-
Mancini. Because Mancini is the 60s composer.
Okay. Oh.
He's like
Is he
Breakfast at Tiffany's and stuff like that.
Who did Carrie and Tourist Trap?
Oh, God.
That was a really Italian guy.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah. Corleone? No, that's
I
Godfather.
was like,
But no, Friday the 13th, the game, is such a good distillation of the slasher experience in game form, I think. I did get tired.
no, it's Henry Mancini and Harry Manfredini. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Okay.
We're bad at this.
Yeah. I got a little bored of it just because, it was a lot of the same over and over, but that's what slashers are, That's why they're not my favorite subgenre. Still a very well-made game, and I think it got hamstrung by litigious issues, right?
Yeah, some copyright
got tied up and stuff. So that sucks. God, I'm trying to think of. I bet there could be a really cool Freddy game though that utilizes.
That would be very.
Because there was
cool.
that old NES game that I played, the Nightmare on Elm Street, where it gets dark and you go into Dream World and you have your powers. Like that was just a side-scrolling platformer, though. I would love to have a actual. Modern.
The carry score is Pinot Donaggio.
Pinot Donaggio. That's right. It sounds like a fucking wine.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, a Nightmare on Elm Street game would be so cool, like a really updated one. Because what did you say that was for?
The original Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's you start that up and it's just do 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 do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure we could update it in
really
some
cool.
way.
I wonder if it follows, but that sounds like a bore. That just is
You're just
play
sitting
until,
there waiting until some old lady walks
It's
up
like you
outside
lose
of
when you
your
have to go to
school.
sleep or go eat.
Yeah, maybe there's a way to do that, but I don't know if that's multiplayer. Maybe.
Oh yeah,
There's
you can
a
like
way you
disguise
could-
as other people in the crowd,
Something like that. Yeah.
something like that.
Or like, there's party games like that where one person is maybe like the assassin and
What's that sniper game where there's the sniper and then the other player is the spy at the party across the way?
Fuck, I forget what
Matt
that's
Roy's
called.
played
Yeah.
that. That was really fun.
No, I'm talking. This is like you play this. Remember playing games with actual people in real life?
Yeah.
This is one where one person's an assassin, and what you do is you go around and you shake hands with everyone, and no one knows who the assassin is. You draw like out of a hat or something, and the assassin, when you shake hands, the assassin goes like this. They tickle the inside of your palm, and you have to wait, I think, like 10 or 15 seconds, and you fall over. And so then everyone has to figure out who's doing it, and that
Like, I saw
time
him.
delay.
Okay.
Yeah. So something like that mechanic, but in video game form, where the it follows curse or whatever gets transferred from player to player, and you have to kind of keep track of everyone around you. I don't know. Ideas. I'm not a video game dev.
I don't know how it would sustain a whole game, but something Don't Breathe, like a stealth game, but like if you trigger the person who you're trying to be stealthy from, they're like a fucking murderous vet.
Oh my God, that could be like, that would be a kind of an interesting horror version of an escape room where you're like trying to escape his house, but you have to be like, the thing with puzzle games and what I often get frustrated by is there's no punishment for just clicking everything and just fucking with everything.
Yeah.
But in that game, you do something in the wrong order and it makes a noise, or there's some incentive for you to really carefully pick what's gonna affect what in the house. I like that idea. Hey, our sponsor this week is Hellofresh.
Or Hola Fresh. No, it's Hellofresh.
It's Hellofresh.
Also, fresh is in Spanish, so that's way wrong.
Yeah. Is it Fresca?
You know what? It might be.
Yeah.
There you go. But it's Hellofresh.
But it's Hellofresh. Hellofresh meal kit delivery service. Yeah, we love it. You love it. You know what's going to be nice is having meals delivered to the new place.
Oh, yeah.
Because what's time consuming is grocery shopping and having to make a list and planning groceries, and we don't have time for that right now.
We're fixing up holes in walls.
Yeah, I just need to think about how there's spiders everywhere. I gotta focus on that.
That should be Lucy's job.
That is Lucy's job.
Because she doesn't have the benefit of having her food delivered to her door, thanks to HelloFresh.
So if you want to try HelloFresh, which you should,
Definitely should.
Variety of recipes too.
Variety that are quick and easy to make,
Yes.
which is what I always have to promote because it saves you time, and time is so crucial, and it just it removes the decision-making aspect out of your meals and still gives you something tasty in the end.
Yes. And you're not going to get the same things over and over again. It's always different. Sustainable, too. That's the thing. Food waste, food packaging. That's a big problem. I always feel bad when I throw out food.
Yeah, which always happens when you try to buy for your own recipes.
Oh, fresh food. Yeah, you're always going to have spoilage and stuff. But not when you have HelloFresh, because you have everything portioned out for you, which is excellent. So if you would like to try HelloFresh, go to hellofresh.com/80deadmeat and use the code 80deadmeat to get a total of $80 off your first month, including free shipping on your first box. So again, hellofresh.com/80deadmeat, promo code 80deadmeat. Additional restrictions apply. Please visit hellofresh.com for more details.
Do it.
This one, there isn't, I just realized they didn't have like an email signature or anything. A Book Kid 87. They ask, what is one dream horror item that you guys wish you owned? So I guess either
Like
a prop or I guess a real thing. Like if stuff from movies is real, but I kind of interpret it as just a prop. What are you thinking?
Man, it's so hard to just come up with something. I'm sure while watching a movie, I would be like, that would be awesome to own. I mean, like, the OG Freddy glove would, of course, be
That'd be very
friggin'
cool.
awesome.
I kept thinking all my answers to this are cars. They're just different cars.
Yeah,
I want the
car from
Freddy.
Car.
I want the car from the car. I want the Freddy convertible from the end of Nightmare on Elm Street. Just
I'll
Christine
take the
would
blow-up
be.
doll from the end of Nightmare.
Yeah, the one that gets yanked through the. I had that thought too, having that weird dummy from the
Like,
end.
is that a sex doll? No.
like-
You see.
Yeah, that would be a really, really fun one. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to think about this earlier, but all I could think of were just different cars I wanted.
cars,
I just
yeah.
want. I'm gonna be the Jay Leno of horror cars. I'm just gonna have a whole garage. You see me driving around Burbank or whatever with my Freddy convertible.
Stu's house from Scream.
Stu's house from Scream. Something from Scream could be cool. The maybe the phone from the beginning or something.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what. Yeah, shit. The TV that smashes Stu's head. A big ass prop to have around.
Oh man, what if I can just have the shopping mall from Dawn of the Dead? Where's that at? That's in like some Midwest.
I bet it's knocked down by now. A shopping mall
that
in the
doesn't exist
Midwest,
anymore.
that's gone.
But then I could turn into like a zombie park, like
yeah.
a 70s zombie park.
With just pale blue paint on people walking around slowly.
I do really miss some blue-green zombies.
Yeah.
That's a look. I love Romero zombies. Like it's like in Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. They're all green and blue and they're all cartoon characters. Like especially Day of the Dead, they'll come smashing through a wall and one of them is dressed like a ballerina. One of them's a football. They're all such types.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I miss that. Whimsy's very good. Yeah. This next one is from Jayhawks for Life 35. They also don't have a signature or anything. Do either of you have a favorite horror novel or even a nonfiction book that scared you? You guys are entertaining as hell. Great chemistry. Thank you. I wish you both the best and that the best is yet to come. Thank you very much. We both read a lot.
Yeah. Was it a horror novel or what?
Or even a nonfiction book that scared you.
You know what? I recently, this is gonna be bleak, but I recently read the biography of Henry A. Wallace, which was,
Oh no! I could see how the implications of that are scary, but yeah.
No, the thing with it was, and now I'm afraid to read biographies because the whole time I'm reading it, there's just the knowing fact that at the end of it, he's gonna die, and that like then the history and the world will keep going on. And like that, I don't know, for some reason just reading that, and maybe it was because it was like a politician who was enacting change and trying to change the world, but then I know that like he's gonna die in like the 60s, and that was 50 years ago, and like what does it all matter? And so like I don't know, for some reason reading a biography of this progressive politician made me really have some existential nights, which sucked.
He was up against a lot of shit too, right?
I know,
like
but
this
still,
guy
it was just the fact that like no matter who you are,
the world's gonna keep going on without you.
And
It's
so that like
crazy.
I don't know, that fucking hit me for some reason. But as far as like horror novels go, I mean I've read a ton of King my whole life, and I feel like Salem's Lot is one of the ones of his that like really spooked me out, especially reading it at night. Pet Sematary is
that one's just sad.
That's sad.
Stephen King has genuinely scared me a bunch of times. Gerald's Game scared the shit out of me when I read it pretty recently too. It's not like I was even in high school or anything. I read it recently and it scared the shit out of me, the end of that book.
Gerald's Game.
His short story, The Jaunt, really fucked my shit up.
Yeah.
I forget, did I make you read that?
Yeah, we read that together.
That book, the short stories, I'm not even going to spoil it. Just go read it. It won't take you long, but I think that story is fucking terrifying. The Raft also is very scary.
I've read a few things from Victor LaValle, which is really good. He did the Ballad of Tom.
The Ballad of Black Tom. I
Ballad
brought
of
that
Black
up
Tom.
on my H.P. Lovecraft episode and recommended it.
That was like a short story, which I really liked. But before that, even I read The Devil in Silver, I think is what it was called, and really loved that. It takes place at a mental asylum, which like starting it, I was like, how am I gonna enjoy a story set in here after like one flu and like I've seen this before, but it's really enjoyable. And then if you want more short stories by someone who's not Stephen King, just because it's so easy to just fall back into like, I'll just read some Stephen King.
Yeah.
Chesia Burke, she wrote Let's Play White, and that is a collection of short stories that it's the same kind of like magical realism that King kind of delves into, where it's like, it's not necessarily super horror, but it's like, I don't know, little slices of life with some heightened reality and a little bit of fantastical element put in there, and I really enjoyed those.
Yeah.
So big recommend on those.
I also because I for years insisted you read it. You finally read House of Leaves, which I
That's
adore.
right, I just read that.
I love House of Leaves. I read
love that
like
one.
10 years ago. I think it'd be cool to do a reread, even though that's a very daunting book. It's gigantic.
I know. I read that back to back with that Henry A. Wallace biography, which was also like 700 pages, just two meaty, massive books, and I have not read a book since. I like burned myself out on reading for a minute. But House of Leaves.
I love House of Leaves. That book spooked me.
Yeah, there are plenty of parts of that book where it's more annoying than anything because it's like it's experimental literature.
Yeah, so House of Leaves is the kind of concept of it is that it is meant to be a literal stack of documents bound together into one thing. And there is one story, like there's one kind of, you know, it's not like reading a bunch of short stories. Everything's connected, but you do have to flip around a lot in the book.
Yeah, there are like two narratives. One of a guy in like modern time, I think it was written in 2000.
Yeah.
And then the other is the story that he is finding about...
The screenplay he finds, right? Isn't it?
Oh, God, that's right. There's actually 3 stories.
There's a lot.
No, it's a book that he found written by this blind dude. And then the book is about the House of Leaves, which is a house with like
it's bigger on
it's paradoxical on the inside.
yeah.
It doesn't make sense. There's a door and they go into it and it's leading to spaces that you can't see from the outside, and the hallways rearrange and everything. And so there's like that storyline, the guy who wrote the book on that, his storyline, and then the guy who found the book written by that guy's storyline. There are footnotes within footnotes.
Yeah.
There's text that is written upside down and like in circles in the pages.
Decode stuff.
I had to decode something where it was like every capital letter on a page, so I'm just reading something like blindly writing letters.
There's also like a fake documentary that's being cited the entire time, and there's I think a bunch of the footnotes are of fake sources too.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Like it's amazing. I really want to reread it, but I just fell in love with that book and its companion album by the author's sister.
That's right.
And Poe, who's like she's an artist in her own right, but that album rules if you're into kind of 90s alt chicks like maybe a Fiona Apple,
yeah.
Tori Amos, Anna DeFranco. She's kind of like she's going down that road a little bit. I love that fucking album.
So if that sounds at all appealing, like you are willing to put forth an effort into reading a book, because it is an effort, highly recommend it as just an experience to do. And the central storyline of the house itself, it's so cool. Very cool, very awesome stuff. The stuff about what's his name,
Johnny Truant.
Johnny Truant, I got annoyed by a little bit.
He sucks. I mean, I think that's the point.
Yeah, he's like the top level story, the guy who found the story about the thing.
Yeah, if you're reading this and thinking, God, I can't fucking stand this guy, you're not alone. I think that's by design. So, God, I love that book. It's funny. I always think about how that book, for years, the only person I thought could ever adapt it was David Lynch. I think David Lynch is the only person whose brain is like sufficiently whacked out enough
now
to.
You got a few choices.
Yeah, and now I'm like, I would love to see an Ari Aster House of Leaves.
Aster,
that would
Flanagan, or Eggers.
Flanagan would do. Yeah,
my
Eggers could do a good job.
My three boys of modern day horror.
I think
directors.
Ari Aster, though, for me, would be the one to like really get the same kind of fucked upness that the book gives you. Like, I would kill to see his version of that. It would be a much more. I think his would be the most upsetting version. Flanagan's would be the most dreamy, kind of gorgeous version, I think. That would maybe leave you feeling a bit more hopeful, because there are parts of that book that are really beautiful. And then Eggers?
Yeah.
Eggers would be Eggers is so historical that would be interesting to see him do, like, I don't know. His take on that would be really bizarre.
I mean, Flanagan did make a movie out of a book that was considered unfilmable with Gerald's Game.
That's true. And that movie also was terrifying.
That movie kicks ass.
That movie whips. It's so good.
But House of Leaves is another level of unfilmable.
It is. It's unfilmable. It's kind of like how Watchmen was unfilmable. But even Watchmen has just like one story. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess it has the comic book within the comic book. But
yeah, that's...
Anyway. Yeah. Ari Aster, please. It'd be so fucked up. All right, next question. I thought this one was very cute. This is from Bernadette. James and Chelsea, out of these horror slashers, who would be the best at helping you unpack boxes at your new place?
Freddy.
Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Norman Bates. Things to think about. Michael Myers has inhuman strength and stamina. Freddy Krueger has his gloves that can help cut through boxes, and Norman would be able to prioritize which things need to be displayed versus what you can hide away. Like, he'd be good at helping you.
Freddy.
I don't know. I kind of have to go with Michael.
How many times unpacking stuff in the past few days have we been like, where are the scissors?
Yeah, that's true. Where are the scissors?
Oh, I got your scissors right here.
I mean, we could always just go grab the Freddy glove from out of wherever the fuck we packed it and
Gotta find
use
it first.
We do have to find it first.
Can't lose Freddy Krueger.
I don't know. I'm going to pick Michael because I would need help carrying stuff and lifting boxes. That's not my...
All right, as long as you have the time for his slow ass to get where
so
you need to take. Yeah.
Like, okay, actually, you know what? Can I put this like over here? And 2 hours later, bookshelf is 5 feet from where it used to be. Yeah, that's a good point. Norman would be fun to
I trust you for the decorations.
That's the thing, is I like decorating, so I don't know if I need help with it, but it would be fun to just decorate with Norman. I think he would be able to help me, come up with something really nice, some taxidermy. Maybe he would give me on loan, from his place.
Yeah. Loves
his taxidermy.
Trying to think of who could just like help with cleaning. Norman.
Yeah, Norman.
He has that experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Norman would be good to kind of be there for the housewarming part of it, I think.
Okay.
Once stuff is unpacked, he can help me arrange and clean.
I'm still going to go with Freddy.
Okay.
Because then, he can crack some jokes while we're going.
But that's the thing, is you need to be like laser focused when you're unpacking, or else you get distracted. At least that's how it is for me. Maybe that's my ADD brain. Is I'll be unpacking a box of stuff and then I'm thinking, oh yeah, this thing. Because I feel like a lot of stuff we packed like a little bit ago.
Yeah.
And I'm going through all our shit and thinking, oh yeah, this, and I just get totally distracted and I forget what I was working on. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. I still kind of want to pick Michael, even though, damn it, he is really slow, huh?
It's real slow.
Fuck. Well, I'll still pick him. It'll just take us a while. All right. This is our last question for the week. This is from May. Hi, my name's May. I live in the Middle Eastern country of Qatar, which that's
Qatar.
pretty cool.
Cool.
So hello from Qatar. And this is mostly a question for James. She doesn't say that, but it's the perfect question. Which U.S. president should have a horror movie created about them?
Oh, fuck.
Depends on what kind of horror movie, I feel like, first of all.
I mean, Jackson could be a pretty good horror villain.
Yeah.
In a movie,
Jesus.
Made by, a Native American director or writer.
Who did Blood Quantum?
Fuck, I forget his name, unfortunately.
That could be a cool, magical realism of like slasher Andrew Jackson or something.
Let's see, what else?
Blood Quantum is brutal, by the way, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's got some real good
The
kills
gore
in
in that is just another level. It's fantastic.
I'm trying to think of like a fun one to cast and just like a movie that doesn't have to adhere to reality at all. They just happen to be like a character in it.
I mean, you could do like a Hereditary style horror about Franklin Pierce.
I was going to say that.
That
yeah,
guy's
like
life is fucking sad.
Yeah. God, was it like a train accident that murdered his
kid, I think?
It's like decapitated in front of him or
It's
something.
some
On the
shit.
way to the inauguration or some shit like that. Like, it was real fucked up.
Bleak.
But also that guy was a shitty president who led to the Civil War, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
God, I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, Taft you can always throw in a movie and that'll be fun. I don't know. Can we get a vampire movie with Nixon involved somehow? I don't know why, but I'd like to see that.
Like, yeah, Nixon era vampire flick. I kind of want to do a dynamic duo. These are the heroes of our picture. I don't know what the villain would be. Maybe you can help me come up with that. The Carter brothers, Jimmy and Billy Carter, are our heroes, and they're fighting at something at the peanut farm or whatever.
Yeah.
Or at the Billy Beer Brewery or the gas station where Billy would hang out during the campaign.
That could go like a frog style, like eco horror.
Yes. Oh, I like that a lot.
It's like, this is what I warned against.
Yeah.
It's not a good Carter, but
Oh, yeah. It's hard to do. Carter.
he's Georgian accent.
It's very easy to start sounding like Clinton.
Exactly. Clinton is just so like enmeshed in my head.
Yeah, Carter's. I mean, you're never gonna top the guy from the Bees. That guy just is Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good options, I think.
A lot of mustachioed guys during the Gilded Age,
Mm-hmm.
like a Benjamin Harrison or a Chester Alan Arthur. Just I don't know.
Taft.
Yeah, Taft is always a good go-to, man.
Taft is my favorite. I mean, he's not really. I don't really have a favorite president. Maybe Jimmy Carter. Presidents, they're all bad. Like, they're all just bad.
They're all flawed.
You kind of have to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who was president when the White House burned down?
Monroe or Madison?
That could be a cool, like, set it's like set in real time, the White House burning down.
Ooh, yeah.
That's pretty
With
cool.
it would be Madison because it was Dolly Madison saving the portraits from it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That could be kind of interesting.
That'd be good. Yeah, there you go.
God, I can't imagine the Franklin Pierce
Franklin
one.
Pierce
That's too
one,
much.
man.
That'd be
Yeah.
too sad.
Yeah, Franklin Pierce definitely. He looks like a fucking emo band member. and
Yes,
his
he's the
life-
most goth president.
He's definitely the
And
most goth
Also
president.
the hottest president, I think. I said that before I think it was an old Vlog Every Day in April video. You were
Practical
doing
folks.
a list. You did like a list of
I had to name one fact of each
and I
president.
just said my fact is Franklin Pierce is hot.
That's right. That's right.
He is. Well, all right. Cool.
Cool.
And that's it for this week. And so, yeah, again, we're off through October.
November?
Until November.
You'll get your fucking kill counts, though.
Yeah,
so.
lots of kill counts. I have stuff planned for November and onwards, including some research episodes that I'm going to collab with people on. So
Cool.
stay tuned.
Yeah, sorry to all the people who, prefer the podcast. I know there's a significant number of you who you like the long form discussion and you want Chelsea in your ears and on your screens. So sorry that, I'm taking over for the month, but
It'll be for the better. I'll have some time to get settled into the new place and some time to kind of refocus on, I'll get some, after taking some time off, I'll be really excited to get back to it again. And
yeah, it's been a wild year, as I'm sure you know, not just globally, but also for us personally. We've had to fucking postpone our wedding, which really sucked.
Several times
On
it's
a
just
personal
huge pain in the
note,
ass.
and then this house happened, and that's obviously a joyous thing, but it's also a lot of stress. Neither of us have been getting a ton of sleep, but it'll be good for if you to recalibrate. Your own set is going to be really cool.
I'll be less distracted by other stuff. I'll be, I think having the mental energy to just spend on the podcast is going to be really exciting, because that's kind of what it was for a long time with the podcast until this year, where it was, oh shit, we're starting to plan a wedding. Oh, now we're going to maybe buy a house. I had so much other stuff going on, and now I'm ready to just get back to, I can focus on this, and I'm really excited.
The wedding we can just kind of keep
just
out of our heads for a little
later,
bit. That's
yeah.
for later. The house is bought. We have stuff to do to it, but the big thing's over.
It'll be good. We're going to be back and better than ever, baby.
Yeah, as long as I can survive this month.
Yeah, you got this. Cool. Thank you all for being patient. And
Yes.
please keep listening to the podcast and watching it, and come back in November. We'll be here.
That's where we'll be.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, you can follow Dead Meat on social media at Dead Meat James on Twitter and Instagram.
And I'm at Carebeck, CREBECC on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want merch, deadmeatstore.com. Also, playing us out this week is a song from Eric Bennett that he wrote for me and James. I'm going to have it as our outro.
It's incomplete. I think he probably would want us to note he has not finished it yet.
Yes, it says it's partially done, but I'm just going to put the audio and video in
really
here because
good.
it's so awesome. So enjoy Eric playing us out this week, and we'll see you in November.
Yeah.
It's a tale as old as time. It's really no mystery. Boy meets a girl settled in the West, but it's a little more grisly. Let's count how many people we can see die. Let's see how many people we can fit into this pie. Just keep counting and love one another. Everything is bound to get better. Picture perfect two partners in crime, and you like to get scared together, doing the work so we can keep our hands clean, because that is the mission. It's hard when you are bombarded with emails about age restrictions, and that's all I've got so far.